One of our favorite sponsors is back with us, Sunset Lake CBD.
Yeah.
If you're looking for CBD that actually does what CBD is supposed to do, look no further than our friends over at Sunset Lake.
Let me break it down.
Break it down, Mel.
They're sustainably farmed, meaning they avoid pesticides and use sustainable farming practices to preserve the land for future generations. 1. 2, farm to table. They ship the CBD products straight from their door in Vermont directly to your door wherever you're at.
Oh, that's cool.
And third party tested. They test everything with a third party to ensure quality, dosage, and safety.
You got to go over and check out sunsetlakecbd.com. They have so many products. Break it down for them, Apple.
Well, they've got some new stuff going on. Like they always had pre-rolls, but now they got really cool packaging for it. And you can get CBD pre-roll flights of all their flavors. You can get the heavy hitter flight that also throws in some of their Keef blunts. They have a new CBD recovery body lotion.
I'm excited about that.
Mm-hmm.
And what was the other?
The other one with arnica.
The extra strength muscle rub, 3,000 milligram with 5% lidocaine.
So look,
Oh, yeah,
if you're
lidocaine.
sore, this is the stuff you want to rub on your body to make those aches and pains go away. They even have CBD infused coffee, so you can have coffee without the little jitter that you get from caffeine, and you have it in the morning and you start your day off right. Your body feels lubricated. You're going to sleep good.
Yeah, and also they have, if you kind of forget to reorder, they've got subscriptions.
And they're giving the No Simple Road family 20% off.
20% off.
Put
with
in the promo code NSR20 when you're checking out at sunsetlakecbd.com. You're going to get 20% off your entire order.
NSR20.
And don't forget those cute little gummy bears.
That's right. sunsetlakecbd.com, one of our favorite sponsors, is back.
Why can't every day be like this? No Simple Road. Yeah, no, I've been on that road too.
Shit. Now we're going. Look at that.
That was
look at us.
jamming.
Hey, welcome back to No Simple Road Weekly Rewind. We're back in the studio, and we are brought to you by
Melt mushrooms.
Melt Premium Mushroom Chocolates.
That's right.
Go to Instagram and get mushroom chocolates for yourself.
And melt all your cares away and feel better and happy and skip through the fields and sing all those things.
Sunshine.
Yeah,
That's
man.
what happens.
They got 10 flavors, so you can't complain and say you don't like it. They even have capsules that they'll ship to you. Go over there at Melt Mushrooms. It's plural. MELTMUSH.
Slide into their DMs.
ROOMS. Hit them up. Tell them No Simple Road sent you, and you'll get $20 off your first order with them. And they'll send you their menu, and then you guys do the do, and then you feel great.
Yeah, the best thing to do is order a 10-pack, which you get one of every flavor, so you can decide which flavor is the best on your own.
Then you'll go to the moon.
Yes.
It'll be fun, and you'll melt while you're there. What's up, Sean?
What? We have Sean
how's
with
it
us.
going? I think I need to order some melt mushrooms now.
Hell yeah.
I'm sold.
Yeah, man. It's good stuff.
You want us to pause for a minute while you place your order?
Yeah, let me, No Simple Road sent me.
We're here with Sean, a.k.a. Long Strange Putt on Instagram.
Welcome, Sean. This is a huge pleasure for No Simple Road to have you on. Long time coming.
Yeah, no,
at least since Mexico.
All mine. It's so cool. I've been listening to you guys since, I don't even know, 2017, 2018,
Holy
whenever,
shit.
like on my lunch breaks, and now I'm fucking here.
Well, now you hang out.
Yeah, we've gotten to know each other very well over the last month.
Yeah, and this is super special because we shared 2 things back to back, and we're gonna have another one coming up in February again. And
Wait,
so,
what 2 things back to back?
Dicks.
Wait, what were the 2 things?
Oh yeah.
You guys just forgot about dicks?
You guys are both
Everybody just forgot.
You did the same thing. I'm glad.
Like, what are you guys talking about? Wasn't that last year?
Remember when we?
Ouch.
Remember when we lived together for 4 days and saw fish? Yeah.
Yes.
I forgot about that.
Shared a
We
house
did.
with a
Remember when you
nitrous
got yelled
tank.
at by Dad?
Were you even there?
No,
No, he was Sean.
Sean wasn't
I
home
was
yet.
I was at the Magic Beans and I came back and everyone was quiet.
He got the call. He got the call from Jordan saying, "Dude, Dad's pissed off. You better sneak in the house quietly."
But
Wait a minute.
wait. We should do this properly because we know Sean, but not everybody that's listening is going to know who Sean is. So, Sean, introduce yourself to the NSR family.
Yeah, I'm Sean Marmora, and I run Long Strange Putt on Instagram. Also with my partner Jordan. Can't leave him out. He's
That's
the backbone, the shipper, the
Shout out, Jordan.
logistics guy. Shout out Jordan.
Yeah, Jordan.
But yeah, met the NSR family, I guess, officially at Fish Mexico last year, which was just the most absurd time I've ever had, and I didn't think I was going to do it again, to be honest. Like, it was a quick turnaround, and as soon as the tickets were on sale, I just get a text from Aaron like, "Did you get them yet?" Just like, no.
Aaron's the
He's like,
peer
"Well,
pressure king.
yeah."
Pusher. They call me the pusher, man. Look, dude.
But wait, can we talk about Long Strange Putt? What exactly is Long Strange Putt? Where'd the idea come from? We want to give some backstory.
Okay.
Because you're going right into like we've known it for 20 years, and
Well,
I
we
get
have.
that. But but we want to build on it a little bit.
Okay.
At least I do.
Okay, go for it.
Make it a.
I
fun.
agree. I concur.
Thank
Oh,
you.
man.
Evan.
Shut
It's
up.
like, I don't even know how to describe it. It's just like the wacky stuff that pops into my brain. Like it started, I was trying to get so my dad and I like got into the Grateful Dead. Like, he'd listened to them growing up, but not like a Deadhead or anything. But both of us like randomly got into the Dead like around 2017, 2018. Like, when I started, the way I found your guys' podcast was I just Googled Grateful Dead podcasts and then became obsessed with it. But
Hooray, SEO.
Heck yeah.
great SEO, yeah. And then I wanted to get him like a gift because he's a big golfer and Grateful Dead fan at this point. And I was looking up if there were any golf Grateful Dead stuff, and there was like one thing and nothing else. So I was like, shit, maybe I'll just figure out how to make it. So started making some, and I was like, all right, how do I like market this to other people? And just created the Instagram account and started posting funny videos and memes. And now I don't even make things about golf. It's just like whatever band I'm into. Or now Pretty Lights I saw once, and I'm now making Pretty Lights memes about the guy in the background looking like a wizard, Michael Menard, and now he's like DMing me. I'm like, it's crazy. It's just like
Wow.
the most fun thing I've ever done and run with. So
It's crazy to
Yeah.
think that like
It's your mental playground.
exactly.
it's crazy to think that like you got into the Dead in 2017, 18, and it's provided you actually like a hustle.
Yeah, it's so crazy. And it's like way more important than the hustle. It's provided me like my best friends like that I've met in the last 2 years, and you guys and everyone I've met on tour and on lot. It's I've met more people in the last couple of years than I feel like I have my entire life that I just resonate with.
I don't
That's
know.
dope.
I don't know if
Yeah,
I
it
ever
is.
asked you this, Sean, but like, because I didn't know that. I don't think about you and your dad. Like, what prompted you to get into the Dead? That's not normal. You're not normal.
Well, Jordan, my partner, had been like begging me for years. He's like, listen to the Grateful Dead, listen to Fish. I know you're going to love it. And I was just like, nah. Especially Fish. I was like, that sounds goofy as hell. But no, my dad had like, weirdly, we'd always liked the song Shakedown Street just because it was like funky and like a dance song. And this local band would always play it, Pat Rowdy band, like a Jersey Shore guy. And it wasn't even like a spoken thing. Like, he and I both just watched the Long Strange Trip documentary on Amazon, which is phenomenal. It's like a whole series. And that just like completely opened my eyes. I was like, damn, I thought this was like a dad band, like soft rock kind of thing. Like, didn't know what the Steely was or anything, but I just went deep after that. Like, and then fell into Fish and Goose. And it's funny, in your interview with Cam, you were talking about how Pigeons was the band that kind of got you into like realizing there's other stuff in the jam scene that's amazing. And I had the same thing. Like, I heard Horizon by Pigeons and just blew my mind.
That's
and that
Mel's
was like
jam
the
right
song
there.
that
No,
Oh my
no,
God,
it's not.
it's
It's Offshoot.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. I'm bad.
Offshoot. That's a good one too.
Yeah, it's crazy to think like 30 years of listening to Grateful Dead music, and I was so hardcore against anything else because nothing else did the thing that the Dead does. It just didn't do it. And then
You
night,
wouldn't allow it to.
no. And then one night at a Pigeon show, and the fucking race is on, dude. Like,
he's sprung.
Sean, what were you listening before 2017? Like, what was in your, what were you jamming to?
A little bit of everything. I was raised on Bruce Springsteen, living at the Jersey Shore, so that was like my shit for a while. I saw him like a million times. Like I've now seen Fish and the Dead. I grew up like playing guitar, and I loved like AC/DC and like Ozzy and hard rock, that kind of stuff. Then I got into like punk rock a little bit. Was in like some bands. I played at the Warped Tour once, which was a blast.
You play an instrument?
Yeah, I play guitar and bass.
I did not know that.
Not as much anymore. Like I really need to. I've been trying to get back to it more. Just so busy. It's hard.
Okay.
yeah, he goes to more shows than we do.
But so all
this weekend.
All of this has created your current life, which is going to shows for a living, basically. How, like, is that? Walk us through how you got there.
Well, I want to back up. When we were in Mexico, you and I remember had a conversation, vaguely remember. We had a conversation one night about your work that you were doing when we were there. And you were like, oh, dude, I don't want to go back. Like, my job sucks. And then not too long after that, you started working for Festija. And how did that happen, man?
Man, it was crazy. So I'd been working at a real estate company like the last 5-6 years, going into the office in New York 5 days a week. I feel like so many people have this same realization, like COVID hit and you realize like what was important to you and so on and so forth, and realized I didn't want to be in an office 5 days a week, just clacking on a keyboard. So I just started like looking around at stuff. I'd started Long Strange Putt and I was like, hey, I'm good at this. Like I can maybe like market myself as like doing this for another company. And I found Festija, which was actually called Superfest at first. And they were going to have a festival that was kind of like community voted on. So it'd be like a couple hundred people all like deciding the lineup and
Oh, wow.
where it would be and all that. And good idea in theory, but after like going through that for a couple months, realized that like random people probably shouldn't be throwing a festival. Like it's the thing that should do.
Yeah, no shit.
For everyone's. But yeah, so they kind of pivoted to what it is now, Festija, which is something that doesn't really exist. Like there's media brands that cover like festivals and I guess festival culture a little bit, but it's usually like this artist is headlining this festival and like this is like new music. But what we're doing is kind of like telling like the untold stories of the people who make festival culture. So like the artists, the fire dancers, the people who make the sculptures at these festivals who like nobody really knows about, even like you guys. Like that's why we kind of wanted to reach out to you and like tell your story, because you guys are doing the live podcasts at festivals and meeting all these people. So it's I kind of just really resonated with the mission of that and was like told myself, I don't care how hard I have to work or what I have to do, I'm just going to get a job here because this is like my perfect outlet. And just worked 2 jobs for like 7 months until they brought me on full time about 3 or 4 months ago. So much happier person now.
You seem way happier, man. You seem more relaxed and like just happier all around.
He seemed pretty relaxed in Mexico.
Well, I mean, we were in Mexico and Fish was playing and everything was free. And
there were people serving us in the crowd.
Yeah.
Sean was all uptight and not enjoying himself. Fuck. This fucking band
They
Fish.
played this song. Fuck.
Oh,
play that.
man.
Oh my
But it goes to show that like this scene and the culture, if you put your passion into it and your heart's in the right place, it gives back 1,000%. You've seen it with
Totally.
Long Strange Putt, you know, and doing Dead and Company tour. What are some of the lessons you learned on tour that you can share with people, man?
Whew. I can't even say that I've done tour. Like I'll just do like the local shows. Like God bless all my friends who do the entire run. Like that is a grind. Like I do a couple of shows and I'm like, God damn, I'm tired. Even Dick's, like I don't know if I would vend Dick's again. Like it was rough. It was like they wouldn't let us leave anything there. Like you had to pack everything away each night. Couldn't leave the car overnight. It's like all we wanted to do was save our spot. But
lesson learned is I'm not fucking doing that.
I'm going to Dick's to enjoy it. I'm not going to vend it. No, but I think the most important lesson that I learned through the whole thing is like, you're there to have fun. Like, I feel like people can get caught up in like, I need to make this amount of money on a lot or else it's all not worth it. But when you break it down, like you're there to see your favorite band. And if you happen to make some extra money, like great, it's awesome. You got some beer money to enjoy the show.
Yeah.
So I think that's what it's all about for me, at least.
It's a trip to now that we've like done live podcasts at some festivals and we've done Dick's and all the stuff. I've had the opportunity, and involved in the Instagram community, we've had the opportunity to see some of the like online drama that goes on in the community too. And like, that's a trip to me that is even a
it is
thing,
a trip,
man. Like,
because nobody's even seeing each other, but they're still
like what shit going on
with a handle. Like,
but then there's also what we're doing right now is like, we didn't know each other from anybody, and now I'll freaking give you the shirt off my back if you needed it. You know what I mean? Like it's creating these relationships that are pretty intense and deep and like strong based on something that we all love. So it's like this huge common ground that we can like agree on. And then when we meet these people, they are like part of our family. And so like,
and that continues to happen. Me and Andrew were talking about that our last night at Cascade. It's like, dude, you just keep on thinking. It's like, there couldn't possibly be any more awesome music. And I have so many friends. There's no way I'm going to meet more people every time you go to a show. More awesome music, more friends into the community, into the fold.
It is absolutely insane how that like works. And it's cool to see like friends become friends with your other, like to see Andrew become like tight with you guys now. It's just the coolest thing ever.
That was a weird thing.
That's one of our favorite things with No Simple Road, of seeing people all over the country that end up, next thing we know, they're at shows together. They met through listening to the podcast and knowing us. Then they're at shows and meeting up all over the place. And it's like, what the fuck? We facilitated that.
I can't wait. I can't wait for our listeners to hear the podcast that we did with Andrew when we got back.
Oh wow!
From Cascade,
yes.
I can't wait to hear that.
It's gold. It's gold is all we can say,
dude.
But I want to go back. Yes, you should be.
Chef's kiss on that one.
All of your expectations. We're gonna go beyond it. But what about? I want to go back to Festesia, because you were saying that they talk about the untold stories of the people that like the infrastructure of the scene, the people that are carrying it. How are they doing that? What medium are they using? And how are they finding out about them? Is it just like, I won't even ask a question. How are they finding out?
Yeah. So it's really like leaning into people's passion. So like, everything we put out, like we allow like anyone to put out like a piece of content. So like if you want to write a blog on like this festival you went to and how great it was, like we'll pay you to post it on our site. Or if you want to create like a video blog, like a vlog on our Instagram page and like talk about your experience doing whatever it is in the music or festival scene, like we'll give you money for that too. So I think it's more so like allowing people who want to be in this scene, who don't really know how to, like a footing to get into it, like kind of like what I did. Like I didn't really know how to get into the scene, but you kind of meet the right people and have a good infrastructure around you, and anything can happen. So it's been cool, like meeting a ton of passionate people with like their own businesses that are in the scene, but like looking to dive further and make it their life. It's really cool.
Is there anything that, now that you've like kind of seen the back end of festival world a little bit, and how things work when you're there. Is there anything that you've seen that you're like, wow, I didn't know that was that difficult?
Yeah, a couple. I mean, right off the bat, like one thing I learned pretty quickly, like we had a call about when we were still going to have a festival, is how fucking expensive just the fences are at a festival. Like,
Whoa.
Really?
I'm talking like hundreds of thousands of dollars just to, like, if you want to have a festival, like just for the fences, like all things considered, just to keep people in and safe, you're already dropping like serious money. So like,
Wow.
things like that I don't even think of, and like the security and the liability and all that stuff. Like, it's, you think you can just like, oh, put some stages up and play music and get dope artists. Like, there's so much more logistics and like
insane.
safety precautions that the average person doesn't think of.
Yeah, we
just thinking of the fences now. Now I'm going through my head, like thinking of the fences, that probably miles of fence that went around everywhere at
like
Cascade.
Yeah, it's crazy.
The whole venue.
We have our friends Ben and Tiff Ravert. They own Rhythms Ground here, and they just threw their first festival here this last summer, and seeing the logistics. This is why I asked you the question. Seeing the logistics of what they did and what they went through to put that thing on, it's insane. It's shit I never, ever considered, because we've talked about like throwing a No Simple Road party and a small festival or whatever. And then to see it actually happen, it was like, wow, this is really hard. And like, you really need to be invested in making sure that people are going to have a good time. It can't just be about, we're going to make money or any of that. It has to be all in so that people are having a good time to deal with all that shit that's going to happen to get it together.
Yep.
And
especially Cascade, like being a first year festival, like I feel like there's so much pressure to just knock it out of the park like year one, or else there might not be a year two. But I think they did. I think they killed it. I mean, at least from my perspective, it seemed so well run and like so easy.
Yeah. What takeaways did you bring away from that? Like, what do you think what they did well? What do you think they did well?
I mean, the whole time, I've been to so many festivals now, like the entire time I just kept reminding myself of how easy everything was there. Like it was small, so you could walk from one, like we were all joking like, oh, we have to go all the way to that stage. It'll take us 30 seconds to do that. It's impossible to lose somebody because you had perfect cellular service. You could just like go to a stage and like look around and see if they were there. Especially like the camping too. Like we came in pretty late and we were like, oh, I hope we get like a good spot and we won't have to walk too far. But the fact that it's just a giant circle around the venue, like there is no far camping. Like every single camp spot is a 5-minute walk at most. So It's just like a perfect venue for that kind of thing. And then the fact that they have like the built-in infrastructure, like real bathrooms and showers, like that goes a long way too.
Yeah. Yeah. No, the porta potty thing at festivals is probably one of my least favorite.
It's one of the worst.
It
is a literal shit show. Everyone, even with Brandwell, porta potties are a fucking mess. An actual shit show. Some of the there's things you see that you will never unsee.
It's like a horror movie.
Oh my God, what did this person do? And then second to that, it seems
you saw what that person did.
You saw exactly.
There's no questioning it.
But it's still like, who the fuck would do that? Right? Oh, okay.
That's an emergency, or you nasty. Those are the only two choices you get.
Number two to me. Number two.
Get it?
It seems to be like like the logistics of parking and stuff always seems to be kind of a hard one to deal with and get straight. And
I feel like from the moment we walked onto the grounds, I was blown away by the attention to detail that they did. Like the nest and the artwork and the way that they had like the healing area sectioned out and the grove sectioned out, and the vendors were placed where they were going to get traffic from people going to and from the stages. And
that they can actually, the vendors could see the show too. Like, I won't
That's a great point I didn't even think about.
I won't say names, but we were at a festival where the vendors were literally like a fucking mile away. They did not get to see, all they got to hear was like the second or third, like, wave of the sound, and it was really sad because they didn't make any money and they were completely excluded from the festival. You got the vendors sitting there, they're hyping up the energy too, you know, like, so you're walking through vendor road. It's almost like a Soul Train line. They're like, yeah, you know, going through when they're separate, it has a whole other vibe, you know, like, you have to go over there to go buy something. It's like, no, dude, you're like, just, oh shit, I'll buy this because I'm standing here and it's cute. Like, I don't know. Just to me, that was one of the things that that things were placed very well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Inside the venue.
Yeah.
The feeling of it too, that when we went to Oregon Country Fair, there's a very particular feeling at fair that I didn't think could be reproduced somewhere else. And Cascade had that feeling, the same kind of.
Yeah, it had that flow.
Well, you had the same Phoenix too. So
Apple's Phoenix followed us to
it did have the same flow as like Oregon Country Fair. Everywhere you walked, there was something cool to see or participate in. Like everywhere.
Yeah.
The Oregon, food vendors were excellently placed. You could hear the music, see the Equinox stage.
The food was good too.
The food was all good. I was looking at it this morning for like talking. Like I tried quite a few more things than I thought I did. I was like, oh shit! I tried like 6 or 7 of the vendors.
Damn,
dude.
Mm-hmm.
Where was I?
Not with us.
I had several people buy me stuff. Like Andrew bought me a smash burger, and I was like, oh, okay,
yum,
yeah,
yum. I'm in.
I still need to try that root beer.
Dude.
Get.
Well, I was going to say about the fair is that like when you're at the fair
later. Oh.
Go ahead.
No, we'll talk about that later. We're not there yet.
Just when you're at the fair, everywhere is the place to be. That when you don't feel like, oh man, I'm missing main stage. There's nothing to miss when you're at fair because where you're at is where it's at, you know. And so
like
that was my point. Is like going back to Cascade. It felt like that on a smaller scale. Like wherever you're at, that's where it's the place to be.
And if you weren't vibing with something or you wanted to check something else out, you could just go do it. Like it was cool to catch Eggy set and then walk to the Cosmic Drip and see all that cool art while you guys were live podcasting for a little bit and then roll back to the Eggy set. Like it was the easiest like festival I've been to just kind of wander and do whatever you want.
That was the other thing that I wanted to say too, man, is like, I really appreciated the way that they curated the music and how they timed everything. Like when Goose ended, LP was playing and Talking Dead was playing. So you could choose, like based on what you're into, you now have the choose your own adventure of going into whatever you want. And if you're not vibing with something, there's definitely something that you are into somewhere else. So just go do that. You know what I mean? Like I've been to a lot of festivals where when the late night happens, it's like, well,
it's one choice.
I can go back to camp or I can go to the late night and listen to somebody yodel, you know?
Yeah, it's so true. And like I like the small festival too, like just running into the same people and like getting to know them. And everyone was, I don't know if it's an Oregon thing, but everyone was super nice and super engaging too. Like, but I know that's usually how it is at a festival, but like it just seemed more so here.
It's
really cool.
That was a great representation of the Oregon.
Yeah,
family.
Oregon is chill. People are very considerate.
That was my first time in the state of Oregon, and I mean, I'm pretty sold. Like, it's definitely on my list of places to possibly end up. Like, it was even like my time from Portland, from like the beautiful drive to Redmond. Like, everything was just incredible.
Well, just so you know, to Portland, we took a poll yesterday, and you are welcome back
totally
anytime
allowed.
You want, and we would love for you to move here too.
Cool.
Everybody
Portland
agrees.
says it's okay to move here.
Yeah.
Okay.
That is great to hear. You have an extra bedroom.
Actually, yes.
Yes, we do. Okay, this is what I want to know. Top 5. If you were talking to somebody who had never been to a festival, 17, 18 years old, they're into music. They've never done anything crazy like a fish run. They don't really know what that means. What are the top 5 things to expect from festival culture?
Oh, shit.
You can go as many as you want. I just say 5 because, you know, that's kind of like a good number. But like if you have more, that's cool too. But, you know, I say this because festival culture has gotten really popular. And for good reason. After, post COVID, people are like, fuck that. We want to be out. We want to be with each other. We want to party. We want to listen to music, all that. But like, also people want to be together too, not just all those other things. People want to be close. And so being at a festival can be overwhelming. There's like, you talk about like something like Bonnaroo, like, 80,000 people or something, or Coachella or some crazy one. And then like the one that we just had, those are two vastly different numbers, but there's some commonalities in there. Like there's some things that you can expect with those two totally different things. So what do you think like is some of the, things that bleed between each festival?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think some of the like common themes all kind of, for me at least, revolve around like surrendering to the flow, as one would say, and like getting out of your comfort zone. So like you can go to a festival and be like, I'm going to see this band and this DJ and this band, and that's what I want to see, and that's all I'm going to do. But the most fun anyone has at a festival is like discovering new artists and go see music that you never otherwise would see. Like Aaron went and saw Big Wild, and now it's his favorite band.
Totally. Yep.
Loved it.
Wait, did you actually like it?
Yeah, it was great.
Hell yeah.
It was great. Totally. Yes.
We stopped this girl and we were like, okay, what was one of your favorite, acts of the whole time? And she was like, Big Wild. And Aaron's like, why? Remember what she said to you?
No, I don't.
She was like the passion and like he was just like so into it, and there was so much emotion. And so there's, even though you may not be feeling it, that's what's so rad. It's like there's so many expressions for how one is feeling represented at a festival. There's a huge, and this from Fish and the Dead, there's a huge difference to listening to something on Apple Music or whatever and then seeing it live. Like, dude, I liked Trevor Hall before Cascade. I liked him. It was great. I was bawling during Trevor Hall. I started like sobbing, crying. It was like, I said, this is like hippie worship music. This is the coolest shit ever. Well, it was pretty magical. Like the rain was coming down in this particular kind of a way where it wasn't like smashing down and it wasn't like super light. It was like consistent rain, but it felt like kisses. It was, and then Trevor Hall
creates
with that thing. Like it felt like we were in some kind of like ashram and we were like singing ancient freaking hymns, and that was just like the vibe that he brought. And it was so weird because you'd walk 10 feet out of that orbit and it didn't feel like
when
that.
we were walking
completely different.
Right?
We were walking up to it and I was like, oh shit, Trevor's doing a thing. Like you could feel the energy from the stage. Like there was like a wall, and when you walked through it like a curtain. It was a trip.
I'd say it was like a security blanket. If it was cold and rainy, but you weren't cold, and if that makes sense. And that reception that they were giving them, like everybody was singing. There was so many like younger couples just dancing.
That was sweet.
And just holding each other, singing the words to each other. And it felt like a security blanket. Like, oh yeah, I want to wrap up in this. And even the lighting was like subdued, and it was
heavy.
Very, very heavy.
But
nice.
That's so cool.
Let's talk about Pretty Lights a little bit.
Wait a minute. He only gave
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I'll keep going.
You said getting out of your comfort zone. Getting out of your
comfort zone. Yeah, seeing bands that you wouldn't normally see or artists. Then I think this one might just be like Northeast specific, but some like coming from somebody who lives like New Jersey, New York, where people are kind of just like keep to themselves, like don't come near me. The thing that like I love the most about a festival is like meeting new people and just like screwing around with people and like cracking up. Like I think the way I judge like how good of a time I had at a festival is like if my jaw is sore from laughing afterwards. So like just the amount of people that were like goofing around and would just like strike up a conversation, like that to me is like way more important than the music, meeting those new people and having shared experiences, like and just the fact that people are like willing to help you, like if you're in a pinch or you need something. Like the last Sunday before Goose, we were like, it was like the only part of the festival. It wasn't the festival's fault. It was just due to like, it was raining and we were packing up and we were like, Lena, Cam and I were kind of like a little bit like ticked off that we were like packing all our shit in the rain and the tents and everything, and it wasn't going the way we wanted. But we just like stopped for a second. We were like, hey, we're getting through this. We're about to see Goose in a couple hours. Like, it's gonna be fine. I didn't have a rain jacket, so I just walked through the campsite and found. I was asking people for garbage bags so I could wear it as like a poncho. I found this guy in this giant RV, JT. Shout out if I ever see you again. But he was like, JT. Come in here, brother. Like, I got you. Here's a giant garbage bag. I'm going to give you some light strings so you can like deck it out. And like told me his whole story, how he's an EDM guy, but he heard Goose once and now he was like completely sold. And this was his first Goose show. So like we bonded over that. So it's just cool to see how like kind and like open people are at festivals. And I think that's something you don't really experience really anywhere else outside of a Phish show, maybe.
That initially when I got into the Dead, that was one of the things that like really drew me into the Grateful Dead world, was that right there. Like people acted different there than the rest of anywhere I had ever been. And I was like, wow, if we can like do this, I'm in. You know, like you said, it's strangers stopping strangers kind of thing. And
it is kind of up to us as the people that are in the scene and kind of creating the culture, the infrastructure. It's up to us to not just leave it there, to bring that kindness and meeting people, that like sense of excitement outside of it. It's a lot harder. It is a lot harder. But I think it's worth it. It's so worth it. And it like, you know, you have to be at the DMV. Why not talk to your neighbor? You know, why not ask them what kind of music they like?
Make it better. And that's kind of like our whole like slogan for Festesia is like make life a festival. So it is like exactly what you said, like bring it back to the real world and have the same values and openness with people, because we're all out here struggling and going through our own shit. So it's cool to like connect with a stranger every once in a while.
Yeah.
In everyday life, just smiling at somebody that's not can make a huge change and make them smile. And it's simple things can be so big.
Well, and try cultivating that giving spirit at work, man, you know, with the people you work with and that you're surrounded by 8 hours a day, 5 days a week. People trip out on that. I know from experience at my job, people are like, why are you helping me with this? I'm like, because we're here together, man. Let's do this. Like, wow. Okay. And I learned that going to shows.
Yeah.
We get stuck in this mindset of like, all right, what does this person want? But it's like, you can just be kind, just to be kind.
Yeah.
we do.
What?
We do that quite often. Like we have the funnest time. You probably do too. Like just going to the grocery store together is so fun. Sometimes we crack everybody up that works there, other people shopping, because we're just being silly and having fun and acknowledging other people, saying hi, hey, how are you doing? Instead of walking by with your head down and saying nothing. It's too many people do that.
All right. 2 more. We got, you get out of your comfort zone, meeting new people, kindness.
I think maybe self-expression would be a good one, because I feel like a festival is somewhere you can actually wear whatever you want, dress up whatever you want, talk how you want to talk, whatever, which I've now like just brought into my own life. Like I'll wear my crazy festival stuff probably tonight to New York City to go see Trey, which is a festival in itself. But.
Yep. I like that.
Yeah. I don't think that my wardrobe is any different day to day anymore. It's all one.
Yeah,
big,
they just
thing.
blend into one at this point.
At the festival, it's just like, now I have gear. Like, okay, I have equipment that I need.
Is this thing like I'll wear this just anywhere now? I don't have to be at a festival.
and that'll make people happy and smile. They'll look and be like, "What the fuck? Oh, cool."
I meant to ask you where you got it.
My favorite thing is like you're wearing it, they're like, whoa, what is that? It's so cool. And then you just don't say anything and give it to them. And they're like, I can have this? Like, yes, you can have this. Yes. You can have this thing that costs less than a penny to make. Yes, you can keep it.
Yes, it's yours.
It made you happy.
Is that it, Mel?
Well, we have one more, but
you got to go near your mic because nobody can hear.
We have one more.
One more.
Self-expression. And then
the drugs.
Stop it.
They're not necessary.
Just kidding.
But they help.
There you go.
Yeah. Totally.
Yeah, that is true.
That is true.
Well, that's actually a good point. Like, I feel like a lot of people go into a festival thinking it's just like, I'm going to party for 4 days, but like, it's so much more than that. It's like, there's survival, there's going to a festival with intention. Like, you're going to be nice to people, come out a better person, whatever it might be. Like, it isn't just about partying, which I think a lot of people think it is.
Well, back to what we were talking about taking it back out into the world too, is like, if we're not doing that in some way, then we're doing ourselves a disservice, because, and the world too, because what we create together when we're at a festival is magic. And just to have that just be there and like, well, guess you had to be there to have any magic in your life. Sorry. Like, that's not cool. and that's a waste. And that's doing ourselves a disservice. So taking that attitude and bringing it back out with you is kind of the point, man.
It's like you get rejuvenated in order to bring it back out into even your home life. We're talking about work life and outside, but even your home life, you get back and you're jazzed up. You just got all this energy in the form of music and kindness and self-expression. And then you come home and then you're lame at home. No, it's like, it helps to elevate every aspect of your life in like the festival experience.
Yeah. And I really feel like, and I've said this and I'm going to keep saying it, I feel like Cascade was a really great
festival?
No.
That's what I was going to say.
No, a really great.
I heard it.
It was fun.
It was cool. It was a great expression of what we're talking about. And also it was the perfect end to our No Simple Road summer of insanity that we just had and awesome shit. It really felt like down home get down that we had there. And it was there was a couple of moments that I think I brought it up to Sean. I was like, have you ever seen was this you? I was like, have you ever seen Inside Out?
Yeah,
the core memory thing. Like, there was a couple of moments there at Cascade that are definite core memories. One of them is like during Pretty Lights, we were down on the floor and everybody that was around us was one of our homies.
Somehow or another.
And I just looked around and I was like, wow, I've never seen this band before. This is a completely different community than we're normally a part of. Yet still, here we are surrounded by all these people.
And somehow the people that we didn't know became that by the end of the show. And like you said, Sean, too, back to that kindness, like, there's at times, the festival's not all fun. Sometimes, like you get wet and you're cold and you don't have any extra clothes, or somebody steps on your foot and you already had a friggin' broken toe or whatever. Like, there's reasons why a festival can be a pain in the ass. But like, even in that situation, like, this girl was having a rough time. She needed to go to the bathroom. Like, everybody's still willing to like help her out. Like, I offered to take her to the bathroom, but her friend was like, no, I'll do it. You're not going to let anybody do that in the festival, like have a bad time if you can help it. Why do it in real life?
Yeah.
Do you
have a moment? Sean,
No.
Do you have a moment?
Oh yeah. So I have a core memory from Cascade that I can't stop laughing about. And it's a perfect example of this, how like in the normal world, if somebody bumped into you and your friends and spilled a beer on you, you'd be like, what the fuck, man? You know what I'm talking about.
Totally remember this. Yeah, me too.
But at a music festival, when someone from one of your favorite bands bumps into you and everyone's having a good time and you're just so excited to see him and he spills a beer on you and your crew, you go, thanks for the beer, bro.
Yeah. that was an amazing moment. I looked over and I was like, wow, that is him from that band. And he did spill that beer all over everybody. Wow.
It was great.
The best part of that entire thing was like the callback because I can't remember the name of the song now, but the song they played at Dick's, where somebody's got to clean that up.
Oh my gosh! Don't doubt me.
Don't doubt me. Don't doubt me. And Alex falls on everyone. And Mel just goes, somebody's got to clean that up. Just so
all
perfect.
over.
Hell yeah.
That phrase is like saying
taking over my life.
it's like
it's coming to daily
it's
life.
in my love. Like it's like I love you.
And
Someone's got to
gotta
clean that up. Like those two are interchangeable because that was a core memory for me at Dick's was when Aaron and me and Apple saw that in Vegas. I'd already been into fish, love fish, but this is when I started to realize the complexity of fish. And I'm sitting there reading that comic book and waiting for the show to start. And I'm like, just kind of like, damn, I can't believe they made a whole fucking comic book. And I'm just like, kind of like tripping about that. And then they start to play that freaking sci-fi soldier set that was brand new that nobody, and then I'm like tripping out literally, like, how did they know to put it in this comic book? Like, what, how are they like playing everything? So like that, when they started to sing that and just with the how fish does, it just like stuck in my mind forever. And we were saying that like back in like Halloween, like the unhead the knee. That was the other part of it that Aaron and I kept saying it. But yeah, so those core memories, when you like have that association, you can remember who was with you, what you felt like, where you sat during it, the whole thing.
Space smells like.
Yeah, what space smells like for sure. Mel, do you have a memory from Cascade?
From Cascade. Dang. You have to come back to me.
Apple?
I have to think about it.
I
do, but you have to think about it.
I mean, many like that. One of them was that Saturday night because I boned out and had to get away from being down where you guys were for Pretty Lights.
Right.
So I ended up going around and dancing with like Karen the Dancing Lady, Drake, and all this. Then I end up with a band and another band, the band that was looking for the member that spilt the beer all over you. I ended up hanging out with them for a while and boogieing down with them, which was just super dope because they had to hit the road and stuff. But the one that really stands out would be Sunday night, Goose, because it kind of that whole day, kind of the anticipation of like we came in a little later because it was like, okay, it's raining, we're gonna slow roll this, go in, everything is gonna be fine. And then the rain actually did like stop for Goose, and we were all congregated there. You guys, Cam, everybody in the mustaches, Mel with her mustache, Sean,
that was great. That was so great.
And like we were all together that night, and then that bled over into the Garcia birthday band and the Talking Dead sets.
How were both of those? Because I was at LP, which was phenomenal, but I was missing seeing like Talking Dead. Sure.
Amazing. We went and saw LP for a little while. Then we went over, and the same thing because they were like right next to each other. It was like a 20-second walk to go back and forth.
I said this, Sean, and I stand behind it. Garcia birthday band was the best music I've seen all summer.
Whoa.
They brought it that night. Well, what you said to Mel.
I told Mel, I said, we were dancing. They were doing like, they doing a William Tell or the 11 or something. And I turned to Mel and I was like, I finally got you to a proper Dead show.
Yeah, he did say that.
Like,
but it was really special because I'm sitting there dancing hard to Talking Heads. And the next thing, it was such a fast turnaround.
They just like
nobody caught it.
Nobody caught it. But then the next thing you know, I'm like, I've been dancing to some Grateful Dead, Shakedown Street, and I was like, what? Like
when did this happen?
When the
they
fuck?
just walked up and
I had to look.
bands.
Yeah, I had to look because I'm dancing with my eyes closed, turned around, blah blah blah. I look up and I'm like, Garcia birthday band. When the heck did they get up there? What? Shakedown Street. It was like so seamless, so flawless. And like right fucking on
it rivaled
like,
any
it
Dead
was
show
amazing.
I ever saw.
And the music didn't stop.
God.
Like the whole band switched out and the music never stopped. It was like boom.
I don't even understand how they did it.
Yeah,
Well, I saw Scott like.
Oh, it was two different bands playing.
Yeah,
Yes.
I saw Scott
Did they come
out.
together at the end and do like one?
We left
they,
before.
Dude, they played till 4 in the morning.
It was almost
Yeah.
3 when
Holy
we.
shit.
Aaron's like, we need to get going pretty soon. I was like, why? And I was like, oh my god, we've been dancing for fucking 3 hours. Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
I saw Scott from Garcia Birthday Band come up on stage with his bass playing next to the bass player from the Talking Heads band, and then they just started like one at a time dropping
Exiting.
out, and the other one would come on, and that guy would
Oh my
drop
God.
out.
Yes, see,
So
I
you
didn't
never-
catch any of that.
But that's cool and everything and awesome. But seriously, man, like Dick's, Mexico, Goose, this was like, holy shit. That room was filled with like old growth, mossy ass deadheads from all over Oregon. And the vibe in that room was thick, and they fucking threw down like it was a get down like I haven't been to in 30 years.
Yeah.
I left there just like
Wow.
the fucking Grateful Dead rules.
I would say that that time Sunday was a core memory for me, because this is when we had like the No Simple Road family, like almost all of the people that we know and love and that we go to shows with and come over to the house, and we were all in the room, all dancing together. And like, it was me and Jason like start to hug, and he's like, man, I'm proud of all of us. I'm like, me freaking too, dude. Look at what we're all here having a blast. This is like the best, purest, cleanest fun you can have. You know, like just like being with each other. Like you said earlier, I know you always got to go there.
Hey, I didn't say anything. Nobody can see me.
I can
It's a
see you.
podcast,
I can
man.
see you.
There's no video.
Yeah. I know that's a huge statement, and like Fish and Goose, but
Well, that's your opinion.
yeah,
You know.
not just that, but like I really want to recognize those guys for what they did. I think that
Are we going to see him tonight?
I just got a text that yes,
Whoa.
yes,
Yeah,
we are.
We're going to see him tonight.
Hell yeah.
We're going to Billy Strings tonight.
Oh shit, really?
Yeah. In a few hours.
And
He's
Garcia
in
birthday
Portland
band.
tonight?
Yeah, he's
Mhm.
playing like
2 nights.
a stadium, like not a stadium, the basketball
An arena.
Arena.
That's where the
arena.
Trailblazers.
Oh yeah, arena
play.
grass.
Arena grass.
I have only seen Billy once, and I need to see much more of him. But I will be seeing him in Amsterdam at like a tiny venue, which I'm so excited for.
Whatever, Sean. Nobody cares.
Amsterdam.
We care.
Oh,
We
yeah.
care. We
Europe.
care, Sean. He's just hating. Can't even hold it back.
Have you been to
Yeah,
Amsterdam?
No, I've never been to Amsterdam.
Oh my God, it's so beautiful.
Oh,
we
Sean.
went there in like it was
wait.
2009. We went there for the Cannabis Cup. Me,
No,
Aaron,
it
you know.
couldn't- you were turning 40.
I don't know. We went there
It
in
was
a year.
2009.
Yeah.
I know. I have the pass hanging. It was 2 years after I moved back to Vegas. I'm
Dope.
pretty damn
It was
positive of that.
crazy. We were judges for the Cannabis Cup for High Times.
Yeah.
Oh shit, that's amazing.
Yeah. Like you get
It's a nice gig.
You paid well, you pay.
You paid for
pay
it
to get a
the
judge's pass.
passes.
And then all the coffee shops that are entering their bud in the Cannabis Cup, you go, you bring your judge's pass to that shop, and they give you a sample of their weed and hash. Dude, we had a pile of weed and hash that was just ridiculous on the table in the Airbnb. And the Airbnb that we stayed in Amsterdam was like built in like the 14 or 1500s.
It's 600
like
years old.
one
yeah.
of those like row houses in the canals, on the canals, that was haunted as haunted could be. It
not,
was
not like evil haunted, but it was haunted. There
Probably
was
doesn't help that
entities.
you are just so high off all that
Oh,
hash.
dude.
And
Oh, my
space
God.
cakes.
I have one recommendation for you. Actually, two.
Yeah, there was no psychedelics on that trip.
No, there
No.
wasn't. Two recommendations. Breakfast at Barney's.
Okay.
Barney's is a coffee shop, like restaurant, and you can have like traditional European breakfast while you're smoking a joint in Barney's. That was super cool.
Barney's breakfast. I'm writing these down.
Yep. And the other recommendation is just get it anywhere. Like, I can't remember the name of the seed company.
Oh, Addis. Oh, wait, no.
Anyway,
Anyway, yeah.
find Space Cakes. while you're there.
They had, it's a common
Space
thing in
cakes.
most the coffee in the
Yep. You want to
shops.
try
What is that? A edible kind of thing?
Yeah,
or?
it's
It's like a brownie
Brownie.
muffin just infused with so much hash.
Don't eat the whole thing.
Yeah. Tread lightly.
Don't eat the whole thing.
I'll try licking it first and see how
Yeah,
I feel.
eat half. And then
We had a
wait.
hard time getting out of the dispensary, the Little Amsterdam, that the one around the corner from us. We went in there and ate it the first night we were there, and they have like bean bags and like chill area. Like you could go into the dispensary and get high and hang out. And we were like having a hard time getting off the floor and figuring out how to get back home.
We met
fuck?
a Turkish hash smuggler.
Yeah.
Amsterdam's great, man. You're
You're
gonna
gonna
love
have
it.
a blast. It's so fun just to walk
excited.
around everywhere.
Putt's never coming home.
Yeah.
Well, the funny thing is, I have flights there. I do not have flights back. I need to figure out when and where I'm coming home.
When are you going?
So, November 5th, we're flying out, and I think Goose plays this. I think Goose plays the 5th and Billy plays the 6th. And then I don't know, maybe I'll do more Goose. I know they're in Berlin and Copenhagen, but
You're going at a good time
Yeah.
too. We were there in October.
It's cold.
and but it was all set up for the holidays. It was so like quaint and cute and awesome.
wow.
The
It's-
ice skating rinks were set up. Like it was so fun. Oh my
Yeah,
god.
you're gonna love it, man. So before we go, I want to ask you of this last since February. Okay, you've seen a ton of music that includes Fish in Mexico and Dix and MSG Run. And what's at the top of your list for this year experience?
I think Dick's, to be honest, like that was just so much fun. Like not even like music wise. Like I think MSG I might have enjoyed like just the music better and the lights because it was like inside, and MSG is just a spaceship and a UFO. But the Dick's crew, like you guys and all my other friends, and the fact that the whole place is GA and you can just run around and it's just silly, was just so much fun. Like I definitely want to go back. But I think the most surprising music to me this summer was Pretty Lights. Like that, I knew I would like it and I knew it was going to be cool, but I did not expect to like be sad that it was over and be dancing the entire time. And now I'm going to see him 2 days this weekend. So
okay, what was it for you though about Pretty Lights?
Yeah.
What was it about it that made it like that? I know the people and all that, but like their music, because it could have still been fun with a bunch of people, but the music could have been, you know what I mean?
The music was incredible. Just how like wide range it was. Like he'd be doing like the Fly Like an Eagle remix, like into a rap song, into like another EDM remix, and like it would just change up so quickly, and there were so many layers. Like I didn't even know what was happening on the stage. I'm excited to go with I'm going with like a big crew that's like huge Pretty Lights fans. So I'm excited to get their take this weekend on like what is actually happening on the stage. Cause there's a drummer, there's Derek, there's
drummer,
Michael Menner, there's Chris Carnes. Like I don't know what half of them are doing up there, but they're all just like crushing it. So
that was the thing that blew me away, was like, as the music was happening, like with Fish, I can look at the stage and I can go, oh, that's Trey making that sound, or that's Paige making that sound. I had no fucking idea what was coming from where. There's some cat that's just playing like the weird like synth things that you plug wires into. Like that's his job.
Yeah.
And then another guy that's playing drums, but it didn't sound like drums. Those weren't drums. Those were samples that he was. I've never seen anything that utterly creative. Like I kept being blown away by, wow, human beings
also
are fucking intense.
Also, like in the moment too. Like that's so fast. It's like the way that he's layering and layering and layering. It's happening so quickly. It's like I can't even imagine talking that fast, let alone computing and thinking ahead and plugging something in to make sense.
Syncing up with like
for the moment.
three other people like on the fly digitally. And the whole like the fact that they blew out the generator one song in, like people were like freaking out that like this is bad, but like it made the whole thing so cool because we were all in that moment together. And then they come back on stage and the first thing they play is "I Got the Power."
It was so sick.
Yes.
And when they blew the power, he's like, this is
the thought
monument.
to like play that first was so cool.
Exactly.
And they went like right back into it.
And it happened after. He's like, this is monumental. We haven't played a festival in 6 years. We're gonna rock this son of a band. And then boom,
Blew the Jenny.
Blew it.
And then it came, the thing I liked, it was like watching a music lab. Like they were in a lab for like all like scientists,
it was like mad scientists.
and with the way the visuals were, like the wavy, trippy visuals.
Oh,
and
I love how they focused on them too.
Yeah, and it got like gritty and dark in some of it, and then it'd be like, holy shit! And then I don't know what the song is. I gotta find it because they have it posted now. The whole show's on YouTube. There was one of them like it was past the middle towards the end. It had this rhythm, like a tumbling rhythm, like really la-di-da that kept coming around. And it was my favorite song in the night. I got to figure out what is it? It's Swirl.
Yeah, what swirl?
What
it was.
swirl it was.
Swirl.
I like that because that shit is like swirl. You're in a swirl.
So
That is what it feels like.
it totally felt like that. I realized that he is a master at, if you'll allow it while you're there, he will take you all the way out to the stratosphere with the music, all the way as far as you can go and get weird. And then all of a sudden you find yourself just standing in reality all again. Like he brings you all the way back, boom. And you're watching a band play and it's like, holy shit, what just happened?
I've seen a ton of EDM and no one has ever like brought me to that place other than like a jam band. It's cool to see like a different form of music take you there.
Yes.
And like, I don't know if you guys have listened yet, but there was one show on this tour. I went back down the rabbit hole after we saw him and I loved it. He did a Shakedown Street, I think in Denver. That was just,
oh my God,
so fucking good. And before he starts playing, he's like, we've played this one other time. So like that to me is just like, it's jam culture. Like you're chasing songs, like you're getting new shit all the time.
Totally.
It's so cool.
There's a podcast called Almost Familiar that we did, and it's a Pretty Lights podcast, and in the description,
were those the two girls that we were with?
Yes, Liz
and Wes. Liz and
I want to
Wes.
listen to that.
Yeah.
It was so good seeing them.
Yeah,
too.
Wes. The other girl was not part of that podcast, but she was part of what Liz was doing this time, and Wes unfortunately couldn't be there. But they were so stoked when we talked to them for us to see Pretty Lights. They were like, we just want to be, and then we got to do it. We got to be there with her.
Well, Wes didn't get
it. But
she was so happy we got it.
Oh,
when I ran into her when I was off doing my thing, and she's like, "Where are Aaron and Mel?" I was like, "They have not moved from where we planted right up near the stage. They're still in the midst of it. I can speak for them too. It's like we all got it tonight." And she was like, "Yes, that's what I was hoping for." I was like, "This is amazing." And then we were like, catch up with you in a while. I'm going to go dance more.
We saw her the next day and I told her what was up. But in the description for their podcast, it says, "Is Pretty Lights the fish of the EDM world?" And I
100% endorse that.
Yeah. Totally get it. Totally understand that. And
so,
I kept thinking to myself, these guys had to have been like hanging out one night and they're all doing their thing. And then all of a sudden they were like, dude, we could do this live.
Yeah.
And another guy's like,
live together.
Let's give it a shot, man. Let's see what happens. And then boom.
The other thing too is like, I had no idea. I didn't research into Pretty Lights. Haven't been familiar with them. I've heard the name over the years. I didn't know he was like an older cat with a beard and everything. Like when I saw who it was and stuff, I was like, holy shit. Yeah, homie. Get this shit.
Beard
Fucking,
brothers,
yeah, like a Papa Bear up there with his hoodie on, fucking
killing it.
Yeah, like a wizard.
Yeah.
All right.
That's
so
the thing I love about like the festivals that have that eclectic mix of like jam and EDM and whatever else. Like it was cool to be on both sides, like experiencing Pretty Lights for the first time and being with like my friend Colin, who's seen him a million times, and telling him like, I get it now. And then being at Goose and listening to like him and Lena be like, we get it now. Like just the cross pollination of all that is so cool.
Good job, Cascade.
Yeah.
Good fucking job.
They Cascade is
Great
doing
festival.
a great job at blending and dissolving genre like we've been talking about. I think since we started No Simple Road, or at least since we interviewed Reed Mathis, that was when we really started to talk about like the disillusion of genre and how it's so hard these days to classify anything because you kind of cheapen it because there's so much going on. Like, it's hard for me to say that Pretty Lights is EDM because there was a lot of stuff there that I definitely knew was EDM and could identify. But if I heard that, I don't know that I would say it's the same thing, you know? And so like, I feel like Cascade did such a great job of making genre like the least of anybody's thoughts. It was just a dope scene with amazing music and people that are at the top of their game playing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have to say too, man, that being at Cascade, one of my favorite parts of it was you and Cam and Andrew, the East Coast crew, being out here in Oregon with us. It just made it feel that much more like family, and that's what it's all about as far as I'm concerned. You
got to come see our home.
Oh yeah. I mean, yeah, that's next on my list before I move there.
Yeah, you gotta come out. We got the room for you, man. Go have fun at MSG tonight. Whatever.
It'll be all right. It'll be all right.
Just Trey.
Two okay guitarists and whatever. It's fine.
Yeah, we'll just go see Billy.
Pretty decent too.
Yeah, right. Let's see.
Okay, wait. Sean, what's your takeaway from Oregon? Whether it's Cascade or the state, what's your takeaway from your first time over here in the PNW?
It's cool.
I mean, it's incredible. Like I need to go back. I didn't spend enough time like actually. I want to go hiking over there. I want to go visit you guys. I want to go mess around in Portland. Like Cascade was dope. Definitely like a top 5 festival I've ever been to. But I can tell just like the people that were there that the surrounding area it's like family.
Yeah.
Yep. That's what hooked us, man. We got here and we were like, whoa.
And it's beautiful.
That too.
That homie we met outside of the tilt stage, that Taylor, the from Texas.
Oh shit, yeah.
That was in the army. He served in the military.
Taylor.
He's like, I've been to, I forget how many countries, but he's been all over the world, and he'd never been to the Pacific Northwest till that weekend.
And that was his first festival.
Yeah, and it was his first festival, and he was like, oh my god, I thought I had seen the world and experienced things. He's all, this is the most beautiful place I've ever seen in my life. It was like in tears.
And according to him,
taking it all in.
Aaron's got the best chest in the festival.
He gave him a hug and was like, holy shit.
Brother, you got the best chest in the festival.
What are you benching, like 220, 250?
Thanks, Taylor.
Killing it.
I saw your chest in Mexico, and I agree.
Yeah, it's really awesome. I'm really proud of it. Sean, tell people where they can buy Long Strange putt gear.
You can buy Long Strange putt gear if you go to Long Strange Putt on Instagram. Everything's in the bio. Have a shop there. Got pictures of everything on the site. And then I'll do a little Festesia plug too. If you hit up Festesia _HQ on Instagram, a ton of ways to get involved. If you're a musician, artist, interested in dipping your toes into the festival scene, like we're just trying to build a community of creators and festival lovers that hopefully help each other out.
Hell yeah.
One of the coolest things that I saw that you guys are doing, that if we weren't doing No Simple Road, I would have been doing it, was like the quests, the festival quests. Yeah.
That Cascade was one of those. So it went really well. So we're doing one in San Fran this weekend called Portola. And that one's, I'm excited to see what comes out of that one. It's a group of like 6 girls, and they all have like a matching costume that they put together. So it's cool to see people get creative with it and the ideas they have.
Yeah, you can level up your whole festival experience by getting involved and creating content for other people to check out. And it's a whole thing. That's dope, man.
Yeah, it is.
All right. Have a great night, man.
Sean, we love you, man.
Enjoy
man.
Billy. I love you guys.
I love you too, man.
We'll talk soon. And
we have to hang out.
February.
We have to hang out before February.
Yeah,
there's plenty of opportunity.
Tell Trey and Derek we said hi.
I'll let them know you said hi.
Thanks,
appreciate it.
Peace out, Sean.
Later, brother.
Love you guys. Love you.
Cutie.
Wow, man.
I love you too, Sean.
Yeah.
Cute.
Okay, Sean, Andrew, Jordan.
Look at who happened to be next to each other.
Sean, Andrew, and Jordan, you guys all need to move to Oregon.
And Cam.
And Cam.
We want Cam.
Cam.
Cam's in California. He
Mr. Cam. Oh, that's true. He is closer.
Yeah.
But he's the one who said he might be wanting to.
I know. We need to get them all out here and on our compound.
Yeah, they're all
Start
so
the cult.
fun. I love Cam's post the other day of the returning to the office.
Yes.
And it's like, you're not wearing any pants, and he just doesn't even acknowledge it. It's like HR needs to see you. By the way, you're totally illegally parked. Also,
Yeah. My favorite part of the whole thing was I thought he was at the coffee machine the whole time, and it was a water bottle. So, well, Cascade Equinox Festival, everybody, was time of our lives, and we're going to put together an entire recap episode. We have interviews with Small Million, Eggy, La Special. Help me out, folks.
Eggy?
I said that.
Oh, you did say that.
he said Eggy La Special.
Oh, the Nest.
Oh, the guy
Net.
that created the Nest. Yep. And then I got a bunch of the music and some impromptu little snippets that we're putting together for a recap episode. So
Stay tuned for that.
And
It was a lot.
we're gonna go
And I
get
think-
ready to go see Billy Strings.
And I think after you hear it, we'll talk about it there. Everybody should go to next year's Cascade Equinox Festival.
Absolutely.
I already told him we want to be there.
Yep.
I sent him an email today. It's like No Simple Road. It's
We
part of
loved it.
Cascade.
Please, we want to hang out in the nest.
No Simple Road Lounge.
That's right. No Simple Road Lounge, Cascade 2024. All right. We love you guys. We will be back next week with more stuff and things this week on Friday. We'll be back with more stuff and things. And until then, we would bid you smile at a stranger.
Adieu.
No, smile at a stranger.
Yeah, be kind.
Safety third. Hydrate. Who's got our SOs?
Remember to bring
Smile.
the festival out into the real world.
Yeah, smile at people, especially ones that don't have a smile on their
Yeah.
face. It can make a big difference.
We love y'all. Peace.
Like twist and turn, the mission turn, and it's a journey. Wish the world has many problems, but it's a burden. Felony just been deferred, and hella means been the earth, and alchemy can bring the birth, the melody of a newborn. So persistent, so resistant, so insistent, so commitment, so resilient, or haven't you learned it? One simple road. My windshield is shattered as I focus through the spot in the corner that is still intact. The react is both a defense mechanism as well as a fear. We've traveled this road before, so we may think, but it's a tad bit of strange similarities that feed an A=A complex. The fears of your past do not equal the perplexities of the current road.
Hello out there. Yes, hello out there, everyone. I'm Hal Schwartz.
And I'm Flynn McLean. Together we host None But the Brave, a podcast dedicated to the music and career of Bruce Springsteen.
Bruce and E Street Band are on tour right now for the first time in 6 years, and we're taking a detailed look at what's happening on stage in our bi-weekly episodes.
We've also been recently joined by some very exciting guests, including rock journalist Warren Zanes and Stephen Hayden, Backstreet's Magazine founder Charles Cross, and Barstool's Kirk Minahan.
If you're a diehard Springsteen fan, this is the show for you.
So please subscribe to None But the Brave on your favorite podcasting platform, and we hope to see you further on up the road.
Thank you so much. We'll be seeing you.